Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. I welcome you and I thank you for being here so that we can talk about the injustice that the voters of the Bessemer Division has encountered. I am KarenBurks. I am the Circuit Clerk for the Bessemer Division and the Absentee Elections Manager for the Bessemer Division. I need to bring this to the forefront because I've tried on many times to get a reason on why an absentee polling place will be abruptly relocated for a 15-minute meeting, supposedly, in the beginning. I'm going to take you through a quick scenario of the things that have happened as quickly as I can so that you can get a picture of how voter suppression has come to the forefront. This is worse than anything that I've seen in the Bessemer Division, and I will not continue to be quiet about it. I have unfaced unfair conditions by having the Commissioner, Jimmy Stevens, to abruptly move a polling place in the beginning of a primary. It was told that a meeting needed to be happening in the room that we were in, the courtroom, and to immediately vacate, where the law says you cannot uproot a polling place in the middle of an election. The Secretary of State's office was contacted, and then therefore we were able to remain there only until July the 21st, meaning and to move into a maintenance room that is currently now supposedly the absentee elections office. That room has no infrastructure. That room has no ceilings. We have gone through that room before. We've had architects there. We've had Commissioner Tyson, who's been an advocate for us to be there. We've had numerous of people to say, go in with that room and move to second floor where there is beautiful accommodations, plenty space, and we have 5 other courtrooms that's available that no one is occupied. It's been vacant since the beginning of time. We've asked for this place and it's been continuously to be no. We've decided that he was going to move us into a maintenance room where again there's no infrastructure, meaning there's no Wi-Fi downstairs. There is no ceilings that they're stated if you put a ceilings up, that the large air ducts that's there, that it will cause too hot for anyone to be in. The elevator shaft is housed inside of this room. There's never been a number of workstations that could be detected. There is absentee seating. The main thing to me is that I don't care if it was the best room as far as looking, it will not accommodate our voters. Our voters currently are in the hallway. They vote in a hallway. They do not have a place inside of any facility right now. And you ask, well, why now am I so complaining? Because this was supposed to be temporary. When Judge King left, we were in the process of getting a room to occupy on the second floor. It has not come to fruition. We've asked Commissioner Stevens to please do not put us in this room. My workers can't work there. They're not going to be able to stand in that hot room. And the voters are left outside. When again, please understand, we have 5 vacant courtrooms in this house, in this building. 5. We've tried to get to the second floor. Again, had professional people to look. We've had all of this going on, but for one day, on April 7th, is when this began. And I tell you, the reason why it's voter suppression, my staff is not going to be able to accommodate the Bessemer Division inside of this maintenance room. It is personal. The maintenance room now, guess where? It's on the second floor, prime space of which I asked and begged that our citizens could go into. They would accommodate the voters. They can walk into an area, sit down, have Wi-Fi, have the infrastructure. Instead, we're downstairs where it is really, if you do not have the elevator, the handicap accessibility is little to none. I ask and beg you to please get this word out that Jimmy Stevens is suppressing the vote. Absentee, you know what? I say this, and I say this with conviction and truth. We have elections coming up. We have a very, very serious election coming up in November. I do feel that it's voter suppression because they do not want the absentees to be of a high number like they were the last time we were in this particular situation. And I'm going to say it, and I'm not afraid to say it. The last time we were faced with the DA and the current opponent, she only won by 200 votes, and those votes were absentee. Now the sheriff has an opponent that's with the Republican Party, and now I find out Jimmy Stevens is the only Republican that has a libertarian opponent. They are trying to suppress these absentee votes, and it's not just about a room. And I need some help. I need the word to get out. It's not fair. It makes no sense when he tried to move us for a 15-minute meeting. I say to you, look at your records on the website. These meetings in the Bessemer Division has not lasted more than 20 minutes. On a norm, you have 15-minute meetings. My presiding judge, Judge Hobby, offered his courtroom. No problem. They've met in the courtroom before. So why is it, I ask you, why is it that it's so important to uproot our absentee office in the way that we have a system already going to something that's subpar? It's a problem when you're trying to make it where we can't hear. Big air ducts is in the room. You have all this noise, and I'm saying they are working overtime to try to make this room to say that it's adequate when it will never be adequate because the voters can't get in. All we are asking for is that the citizens who pays the taxes on this building are able to vote and to have an adequate space on second floor that's been vacant since the existence of this building. Something is going on. And I cannot be the absentee elections manager and let this go on and not say something about it. The dots may not be connected, but I leave that up to you. I'm telling you what I'm experiencing. I'm telling you what my staff is experiencing, and it's a problem. And the only reason why, and I'm calling Jimmy Stevens' name out because he is the president. He's the one that says that I got to go. He's the one that said that no, he will not even take it to a vote that the commissioners can vote on. By him being president, he is the one that decides where each entity for the county will be housed. And he's decided that the voters of the Bessemer Division deserves the basement. He's decided that the voters of the Bessemer Division deserve the maintenance room. And he's decided that the voters of this district does not deserve to have a proper space. And I say, Jimmy Stevens, this is not your house. This is not your building. This is the taxpayers' buildings of the Jefferson County, of the Bessemer Division, and I need some help. If we allow this to go on now, it's no telling what will happen later. If we allow this to continue now, it's no telling what's going to happen later. And I ask for your support. I ask that you get this out. I ask that you do some investigating. Ask the questions. Ask the questions. Why? Why can't they move to second? Why are you going to employ all this overtime? All this time, they're coming down the halls, disturbing the voters. I had to call the sheriff because the voters were ordered to work during the day while the voters were out in the hallway voting. Elderly voters couldn't hear. The drilling was so loud. I had to call the first time I couldn't get an answer. I had to call the sheriff to get someone on the phone in order to stop the drilling downstairs. Not only drilling, but they're dragging sheetrock while voters are going on. This is crazy. I feel like I'm back in the time. You know, my pastor and I talked, and he said it reminds him almost of when you had to count the jelly beans to see how much you had to vote and how uncomfortable it was, and people didn't want to do it. Well, now they're uncomfortable. They don't want to come down there and they drilling and dragging stuff. They don't want to come down there, period. When it was still in the basement, I told everyone this is temporary. But now they're trying to make it a permanent place when again, it wouldn't again be as awful as if we got 5 spaces in the courthouse. We got 5 courtrooms that's